Can you hear me? Can you see me? Good, good. Senator Booker? Okay. Dr. Farahi, Ada Morell, my family guests, and other distinguished guests, and all of you mothers, fathers, grandparents, family, unbelievable to see the support that your students have. Thank you. Good morning on this rainy day. It is the greatest pleasure to be here today and receive this tremendous honor you have bestowed upon me. Truly, I am humbled. Now, welcome Kean University graduates of the class of 2018. I am sure that 4 years ago, you thought this day was far off into the future, or that the day would never come. Well, it is here. You did it. Give yourselves a pat on the back and a healthy round of applause. You've earned it. Now a little bit of my history. I entered Newark State Teachers College in September of 1957. Long time ago. That's over 60 years ago, at the old campus on Broadway in Newark. I came to college on a New Jersey State scholarship, which paid for my tuition. It wasn't very much as we think of things today, but to me back then, it was a lot. More than my family could afford. The school in my 4 years changed. When I entered, it was Newark State Teachers College. Then it changed to Newark State College. And finally, it was moved to the Kean family grounds where it stands today. A mere few buildings, lots of mud and wood planks. One of the old historic buildings, which still stands, is Dr. Farahi's office. When I graduated, the school was called Newark State College. In the ensuing years, the college and the campus grew. The first dorm was erected. Buildings were built. Buildings were acquired. Dorms, research labs, a restaurant, and now even a house that belonged to the architect Michael Graves. We have changed from a small state college to a growing university with universal ties. Today, we have an outstanding university with many choices of study available to you. Most of the students that attended Kean back then pursued a field of some kind of education, elementary, middle, high school, social studies, science, physical education, and the school was noted for a very fine special ed program. Many students transferred here in their junior and senior years to partake in an actual teaching program. To me, a simple commuter student who had only applied to one college, I was fulfilling my wildest dreams. I was going to be a teacher. Did you ever hear the saying that a lot of girls back then went to school to get their MRS? It was real. Getting married was a big deal. Not like in today's world, where having a career is what you strive for. I made lifelong friends, had a great 4 years, and I taught first in my hometown of Elizabeth. Later, I married Bob. We had 3 children, and I eventually went back to teaching full-time in a small town outside of Syracuse, New York, called Fayetteville Manlius for over 20 years. I also taught in other states as our family grew and we moved around in the early years of our marriage. I loved my teaching years. And I wasn't going to mention this, but I'm going to after what Senator Booker said about things back in the 60s. Those were the years that I did my first teaching in Birmingham, Alabama. So I lived those years, and I lived the Martin Luther King era when he was in Birmingham many, many times. Today, as I enter the twilight years of my life, I look back and I know I was lucky. And I knew it was time for me and my husband to show our appreciation to Kean. The education given to me has prepared me for the life I have lived. So my husband Bob and I rededicated the Student Center, now called the Miron Student Center, or as you call it, the MSC, is that right? And incidentally, the place where I spent many hours during my undergraduate years, and hopefully a place where upcoming students will have a place to study, congregate, and maybe even meet a future spouse. I think I love Kean more today than I did 60 years ago. I don't think I realized what I had and how well I was prepared for what lay ahead of me. So my message to you as you graduate and enter a new phase of your life, always remember, you are in charge now. You are driving your own bus. You have your future ahead of you, the direction you take, what your destination will be, the stops you will make along the way, the changes in direction and destination. Your choices are unlimited. And hopefully, maybe you will be back here in 60 years earning your own honorary degree. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. God bless.